Hello everyone and welcome back MMA News Channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Renato Moicano brings in more cash than Islam Makhachev, regardless of losing UFC 311 battle in first round. Moicano stepped in to confront the UFC lightweight boss on one day's notification after Arman Tsarukyan was constrained out of the battle with a back physical issue. The Brazilian MMA star was initially set to confront Beneil Dariush on the card, yet was helped up the bill in the wake of making title weight on Friday. Makhachev proceeded to deal with Moicano, presenting the number 10 position lightweight in the initial round. Before the battle, Makhachev was joined for the most lightweight title safeguards in UFC history with 3, close by his tutor Khabib Nurmagomedov, Benson Henderson, and BJ Penn. It likewise further established his place at the highest point of the UFC pound-for-pound rankings, a position he has clung to for 439 days. But notwithstanding all of this, he procured $50,000, not exactly Moicano, on battle night. The California State Athletic Commission uncovered that Moicano procured a $250,000 payday for pursuing the open door late. In the interim, the hero stashed $200,000 as a level expense. Pay rates that are disclosed by the commission don't mirror any off-the-book rewards, or pay-per-view removes paid independently by the UFC, so Makhachev might have had his income supported. In any case, he didn't get an exhibition of the evening or battle of the night reward for his endeavors, so he will not have seen a raise through those methods. Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov were granted the Battle of the Night reward for their 5-round barn burner in the co-headliner, while Yuri Prochaska and Jailton Almeida procured execution of the night rewards. Every one of the 4 warriors get an extra $50,000 on top of their handbags accordingly. Dvalishvili was at that point procuring $500,000 for his most memorable UFC bantamweight title guard subsequent to grabbing the belt from Sean O'Malley in September, while Nurmagomedov brought back home a $100,000 base compensation in addition to his reward. Previous UFC light heavyweight champion Prochaska got $200,000 in show cash, however wound up banking $300,000 thanks to his $50,000 win reward and $50,000 execution of the night reward. His rival, Slope, just got his hands on his $200,000 base compensation subsequent to getting halted in the 3rd round by Prochaska. In the meantime, Jailton Almeida procured $110,000 in addition to a $110,000 win reward and his $50,000 execution of the night cut for impacting out Sergey Spivak in the initial round. Find a full rundown of all the UFC 311 contracted payouts underneath, including win rewards. Dana White finishes U-turn on Islam Makhachev versus Jon Jones pound-for-pound banner after UFC 311. The lightweight hero went through Renato Moicano to shield his title at UFC 311 in California on Saturday night. Islam Makhachev's presentation was particularly noteworthy, as until Friday, he was reserved to confront Arman Tsarukyan. Yet the Armenian pulled out from the primary UFC pay-per-view show of the year in the wake of experiencing a back physical issue. The first-round accommodation win was noteworthy to the point that it persuaded Dana White to change quite possibly of his deepest assessment. Dana White names new pound-for-pound number 1. Dana White spent most of 2024 impacting the UFC rankings board for neglecting heavyweight champion Jon Jones, who has battled recently 2 times in 5 years for Makhachev. In any case, the MMA head honcho at last conceded that Khabib Nurmagomedov's partner is the best contender presently on his program after UFC 311. No doubt I'll give it to him, White said when inquired as to whether he accepts Makhachev is the P4P number 1 during his post-battle public interview. Is it true or not that you are blissful? Is everyone cheerful at this point? He added, Islam was able to battle anyone. He remained dynamic, and he went out this evening and performed. Try not to be D********S. I just conceded I'm giving it to Makhachev. He's the pound-for-pound. Makhachev has beaten Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, and Alexander Volkanovski during an unimaginable 15-battle winning run that takes care of him only 1 triumph from equaling Anderson Silva's record. It seems he is well en route to becoming one of the best warriors in UFC history, paying little mind to wait. UFC 311 post-battle show. Response to Islam Makhachev, Merab Dvalishvili title wins. Islam Makhachev conveyed against short-notice adversary Renato Moicano in the headliner of UFC 311 on Saturday night at Intuit Vault in Inglewood, California. To such an extent, Dana White at long last needed to concede that the lightweight hero is the #1 pound-for-pound warrior in the world. Following the UFC's most memorable compensation per-view occasion of 2025, MMA battlings Makhachev and Jed Meshew respond to Makhachev's speedy success. What could be straightaway, and the way that Arman Tsarukyan could squeeze into things at 155 after his withdrawal. Also, they talk about Merab Dvalishvili's effective title guard against Umar Nurmagomedov in the bantamweight title co-headliner, where Nurmagomedov goes from his most memorable vocation misfortune, the staggering fight between Yuri Prochaska and Jamal Slope, the two warrior stocks ascending after the battle between previous light heavyweight champions, and significantly more, who is the best UFC lightweight warrior of all time. White went above and beyond with his sparkling recognition of Makhachev after his notable UFC 311 win. The 55-year-old positioned his ongoing 155 pounds hero as the best warrior the division has at any point seen. Makhachev set another guard record at 4 for the weight class. However, the accomplishment was to some degree corrupted by the reality his adversaries since becoming hero have been all previous featherweights. 100%, White said when inquired as to whether Makhachev is the best UFC lightweight ever. He added, "Better believe it, there's no about it." Well, he's the pound-for-pound best on the planet at the present moment, and he's most certainly awesome to do it in that division. In the realm of blended combative techniques, MMA, especially in the UFC, there are various variables that add to a warrior's profit. Win rewards, execution rewards, base pay rates, pay-per-view cuts, and at times even agreement exchanges can all assume a critical part in how much a contender brings back home on some random battle night. Be that as it may, there are cases where the monetary results of two warriors don't be guaranteed to connect with their genuine presentation or remaining in the rankings. One such model happened at UFC 311, where Islam Makhachev, the ruling UFC lightweight boss, confronted Renato Moicano in a battle that would shock numerous as far as result as well as the monetary profit followed. Regardless of Makhachev winning the battle in the primary round, procuring a prevailing accommodation triumph over Moicano, it was the Brazilian who brought back home a fundamentally higher payout than the hero. This apparently perplexing circumstance, where Moicano brought in more cash than Makhachev regardless of losing the battle, features the intricacies of warrior pay, the impulses of the UFC's remuneration structure, and the eccentric idea of the game's monetary side.